All right, so let's record. So this is meaningless, just for the recording of this session. We do not use milliliters in science. I don't like it. We use centimeter cubed. We don't use liters. We use dm cubed. So this whole thing, when you look at it, is absolutely distracting and meaningless. So as I said, be careful what revision resources you look at. Be careful which presentations you look. So I won't look at that and go, oh yeah, I don't like you, bye. All right. So how do we convert? And this is what we're doing today. Decimeters cubed, Caden. That's what it stands for. So how do we convert between each one? Well, decimeter cubed. So 1 decimeter cubed has in it exactly 1000 cm cubed. Okay. Like that says 1000. All right, that's exactly 1000 cm cubed here. However, I don't like this as well. The reason being, it doesn't tell you what to do, and this can be confusing. The way that I look at this isn't 1 dm cubed has 1000 cm cubed. That's a nice way of teaching. But when I'm solving a problem, I want to think, how do I go from one to another? And that's key in all of this. How do I convert from one to another? So in about 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to look at concentration in chemistry. And in concentration, your units are always dm cubed. But how do we convert? If I've got centimeter cubed and I want to go to dm cubed, I will divide by 1000. And this is the one thing I do like about these presentations here. All right. So I'm going to divide by 1000. Now, I don't like this symbol, divide by 1000. That's the math side of me. I find that too, I don't know, too like primary schoolish. I prefer fractions. So for me, when I divide by 1000, I think of it this way. I take whatever volume I've got in centimeter cubed and I divide by 1000 and I write it as a fraction because we're going to use more and more of them. If I'm going from dm cubed to centimeter cubed, I do the opposite. I do the inverse function. I times by 1000. So I'm going to use all these different terms. The truth is, I'm using these terms so you get used to them. But the other thing is, you're going cm cubed to dm cubed, divide by 1000. You're going dm cubed to cm cubed, times by 1000. Done, finished. And this is volume. And that's all you need to know. Okay, now length. I kind of like this in length, and it is right. So if you want to go from cm cubed to millimeter cubed times by 10, and I'm assuming a lot of you know this. The one thing I will say to you is in physics, in chemistry, in biology, distance, if you're calculating, has to be in meters. All right. In biology, sometimes we use millimeters, but in physics, it's always meters. We love meters. Length is always meters. Ooh, cup of jar. Thank you. Cup of green tea. And it's always meters. In physics, it definitely is. You've got to use meters all the time. So if I want to go from centimeters to meters, I divide by 1000. Right? And I love that. Here you've got converting mass. So that was length. Sorry, this is maths. And with mass, we always, in physics, use kilograms. I'm going to put that for physics. In chemistry, it's always grams. All right, today we're doing chemistry and we're going to work in grams if we get to the final parts of the calculation. All right, they're there. And I don't want to spend too much time in it because some of you will find it really easy. Some because hopefully you've been to a school where they do a lot of it, or you've done some work where you do a lot of it. Some of you aren't, not because it's hard, just because you haven't done a lot of it. Now, yeah, this is rubbish. I'm going to delete it. Don't like it. And I want you to see the moment I looked at it, it's working in litres and milliliters. We don't like that. Ciao. All right. And length, as I said, this is meters, centimeters, millimeters, and kilometers. This is the information for it. And I'm literally going to put it there. So then you know how it's all arranged. And mass. Okay. There is something actually that I've given thought to, but I might do that in physics, which is time. All right, and that's today's session. There's a little bit more. There's an example here that I wrote this out today. Here are all the questions. All right. There aren't that many of them, but I might create some more. Right, year 9, I'm going to finish the recording.